Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Before we even get started at all, do not buy the LS Car Meet Cheetah Classic. We're going to talk about it later. That is my forewarning to you. Do not buy it, please, for the love of God. Leave a like if you guys enjoy the video or if you learned something. Dislike if you don't. Consider subscribing if you're new. Let's go ahead and get started. So if you were unaware, we have 6 new vehicles in GTA Online as of today. We have the LS Car Meet Cheetah Classic that I just showed you guys. We also have the Overflawed Suzume. For those of you who are not GTA Plus subscribers, we did not have it. I'm well aware that the GTA Plus people did because I've got about 1 billion comments about it. We have the Bobcat Security Stockade. Just don't do it. And we have the DeClassy Walton L35 stock. And we have the Annus Minimus and the DeClassy Tampa GT. So those are the new vehicles that have been added this week into GTA Online. We're not getting drip feed. We just got all the other vehicles this week, which honestly, I'm a little disappointed about, but at the same time, I'm kind of happy. I don't really know how to feel, but anyway, I think it's probably an improvement, all things considered. We have a new weekly challenge this week, and that is going to be completing 3 safeguard deliveries, which are new this week in Online. They got added alongside the new Bobcat Security Stockade. And if you complete 3 of those, you will receive a special pair of overalls from the car wash and $200,000. So pretty easy. I'd recommend doing it if you have access to it. We have double money and double RP on Higgins Heli Tour's money laundering missions. So those are paying double money. We got double money and RP on dispatch work. We also have double money and RP on junk energy skydives. We have double money and double RP on flight school lessons as well. And we have double money and double RP on any of the Juggernaut adversary modes this week, which have been added back to the game, which is pretty cool. We also have a bonus going on in the hangar this week, and that is going to be that Rooster is going to source you 2 crates of air freight cargo guaranteed every time that you source with him. So this is going to be a good way to fill your hangar up, and with that 10% bonus from Higgins Heli Tours, even if you sell non-bonus good types, you're still probably going to make quite a bit of money. So this is good. This week we also have a 30% discount on hangars, including upgrades and modifications. If you want to know the best hangar to get, it's definitely one of the ones at Fort Zancudo. There's 3499, there's also A2, and then there is 3497, which is the cheapest. So definitely get a hangar at Fort Zancudo. If you want to know what to get in your hangar, I would definitely recommend getting the hangar workshop and potentially the living quarters so you can spawn there. Other than that though, you don't need to buy anything for it, other than just stuff that you want to have. We also have the Mackenzie hangar discounted by 30% off this week as well. Getting started with vehicle discounts, we have the Buckingham Maverick 30% off this week as well. I would avoid this one personally. I do not think it is really worth buying. The Maverick can be found at the heliport or at any major airport as well in GTA. It's also not that fast, so I would avoid buying this thing at all costs. Now, as far as the new cars go, absolutely avoid buying the LS Car Meet Cheetah Classic. The Overflowed Suzume is kind of cool, but it is really expensive and in my opinion overpriced. So unless you're balling out of control and you want a non-HSW supercar that's worse than every HSW supercar and probably sports car, I would avoid the Overflowed Suzume. It's kind of cool, but it's not cool enough for that much money. Scrolling a little further down on Legendary Motorsport, we have the Benefactor SM722 for sale this week, discounted by 40% off. We also have the LM87 40% off as well. The SM722 does have quite a bit of customization, and it's based off a special edition Mercedes that they did for Sterling Moss, which is cool. Not the greatest car ever. It's somewhat fun to drive if you're a big fan of it or a big fan of Sterling Moss or anything like that. It might be one that you're going to want to pick up. I'd say for most people though, it is probably going to be something that you're going to want to avoid. I just don't think it's worth this much money. The LM87 has a speed glitch on the PC platform, and regardless of this, it's also one of the highest downforce supercars in the game. It is only a 1-seater though, so that is a pretty big drawback with this. It does have customization, but it's not very drastic either. I would say it's a very good car. It's a very fun car, and if you want one, now is certainly a good time to buy it because it's, you know, under $2 million, and the performance you get is going to be pretty top notch as far as non-HSW vehicles go, especially in the supers category. So for that reason, I would recommend the LM87 if you want a really good performance supercar, whether that's for actual racing or driving around quickly and online. This thing is really good, but There are better vehicles. If you have HSW available on your platform and you want to get from point A to point B, there are vehicles that will get you there faster than the LM87. So keep that in mind. I'd say I would recommend it for people that like performance. If you don't really care about performance though, you could probably skip it. We also have the Pfister Comet S2 on sale this week for $845,000 if you have the trade price. If you don't, it's going to be around 1.2 million. It has the missile lock-on jammer available for it now, which is a big bonus, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, it is a huge drag. The Pfister Comet S2 sucks. It's not a very fun car to drive, especially on PC, I will say. If you're on console, you do have a little bit more leeway and control with the vehicle, but no matter how you slice it, you can definitely feel that engine weight in the back of the car, and that causes major oversteer issues, and it's very, very hard to control in the corners. In the straight line, it's very fast, it's very fun. It's also a great car to customize. It's just the driving that kind of sucks and is a huge disappointment with the Comet S2. Being based off of a Porsche 911, you would hope that it would handle a little bit better, but unfortunately that just isn't the case. And for that reason, especially if you play on PC, do not buy the Comet S2. You will be disappointed. If you play on console, it's like a less of a you shouldn't buy it. It's a little bit more worth it if you're on console because you're going to get that added layer of control with the vehicle. But at the end of the day, I still think you're probably going to be disappointed whether you pay 845 grand or 1.2 mil for it. I just don't think that it's worth the money, to be honest, other than in the customization department. If you want to have just a pretty looking car in your garage, this is great for that. For driving though, it's just not that great. Scrolling way further down, we have the Dinka Jester Classic for $474,000. I would say, despite the fact that this thing has engine resistance, which causes it to be way slower than it should be, and have a much lower top speed and just worse acceleration overall, I still think this is actually a pretty awesome car. It is based off the Toyota Supra, of course, as I'm sure most of you will know, and that is iconic enough as it is. And for $474,000, I just don't really think you can go wrong spending that amount of money on a car. Even if you drive it a couple times a year, it's going to be pretty worth it for you. Customization wise, it's decent, it's rear wheel drive, it's good looking. For all those reasons, I would say most people should buy this thing. Unless you're not into JDM cars, then you can probably avoid it. Scrolling almost to the bottom of Legendary Motorsport under the two-door section, we have the Pegassi Torero and the Dubachi Wagner. The Dubachi Wagner is pretty insane performance for your money, and for $921,000, it's kind of one of those cars that you can't really go wrong with. But I would say if your platform has HSW available, this thing's performance is kind of invalidated by the existence of HSW. If you're on Xbox One or PS4, I think this is still a great car and great value for the money. But if you have HSW available, I would say you're only going to really want to purchase this car because you actually just like how it looks, or you like how it drives. It's not going to win any supercar races by any means these days. The LM87 would kill it on any single track you put it on. It doesn't even matter. I think it's a cool looking car. It's got some customization as well. For 920 grand, like, you kind of can't go wrong with it. I would just be a little bit weary about it. If it doesn't look appealing to you, I'd say probably avoid it. If it is appealing to you and you've been wanting one for a while, now is absolutely the time to buy it. And moving over to the Pegassi Torero, it does have a missile lock-on jammer available for it, which is pretty cool. It's going for under 600k, and for under 600k, having a Countach is cool, but that's kind of about where the good parts of the Torero end. It is a really, really unfun car to drive. It's not very fast. The handling is abysmal. So basically, if you want a garage ornament for under 600k, I mean, granted, it's better than $1 million for a garage ornament, but I would say most people are probably going to be disappointed with this car, kind of like most people are disappointed with the regular Countach if they ever actually get to drive one. It's a lot less cool in real life after you actually sit in one or actually drive one or actually have to own one. The novelty wears off quick, and I think it's pretty much the exact same with the Torero in game. Cool looking car, fun to customize, looks great in a garage, sucks to drive. So do with that what you will. Scrolling even further down, we have the Progen Tyrus and the Pfister 811. I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the Progen Tyrus. I think it's an awesome looking car. It has also had the missile lock-on jammer added as an available upgrade to it, which is sweet. You can also remove the livery entirely as well. I do think $1,530,000 is way too much money to ask for this thing. At the same time though, if you've been looking at getting a Tyrus for a long time, now is probably going to be the best time to do it before GTA 6 comes out. So if you want a Tyrus, if it's been a car you've been looking at for a long time or wondered about, now is definitely going to be the time to buy it. And the same thing goes for a lot of the other cars that we talked about. But I think the Tyrus is way overpriced for most people, and for most people I would avoid it. But for those of you that have been looking for a Tyrus for a while, and the missile lock-on jammer has been added to it now is probably the time to pull the trigger if you were going to at some point before GTA 6 comes out. We also have the Fister 811 for $681,000 with the missile lock-on jammer added to it as well. For like under 700k, the performance you're getting is like pretty decent. It is a pretty ugly looking car. It does have a little bit of customization available for it. It does have the highest top speed for the supercars category formerly, but nowadays it's not that fast. It goes like 133, which is decent if you don't have HSW on your platform, but there's better cars now at the same time. So for most people, I'd say unless you are just a huge 811 fan or you've always wanted one, it's probably going to be another one to avoid. I just don't think it's really worth it. It doesn't really make sense now with HSW cars in the game to be purchasing this thing unless you're just doing it for the love of the game, which if you are, I cannot blame you for it. I love the 811. I have one. Actually, I think I have two, and it's a fun car. So I like mine. You probably would like yours, but for 700k, I think you could probably find a better car, to be honest. Over on Southern San Andreas, under the two-door section, we have the Declasse Tahoma Coupe and the Dinka Kanjo SJ. The Dinka Kanjo SJ has a lot of customization, but it is a front-wheel drive car, which makes the driving experience pretty awful. Generally, I would say. So for $616,500, and I'm pretty sure this is the trade price, so if you have the non-trade price, it's probably going to be about $1 million still. I think it's not really worth it, in my opinion. Again, unless you're like a big fan of this generation of Honda Civic, but if you're not, I would say absolutely avoid it. If you are, it is nice to customize, and that's about it. It's not very fun to drive, I can tell you that much for sure. The Tahoma is an interesting car for $900,000. Not my personal cup of tea. I don't absolutely love it. It does have a decent amount of customization, and as far as a muscle car goes, it actually has pretty good handling. It's also decently fast in a straight line. The acceleration's okay. The top speed is okay. This is one that you're probably going to be buying to just cruise around in free mode, definitely not to try to win races or anything like that. If 900k seems, you know, like a reasonable price to you for a car that you're just going to drive in free mode, then I would say now is probably going to be one of the better times to get this thing. I don't think this thing is going to be 40% off or better again before GTA 6 comes out, like I've mentioned with a few cars now. So if you do want it, now is probably the time to get it. So if you've been looking at one for a while or something like that, you should probably buy one this week. We also have the Ubermacht Reinhardt on discount this week under the four-door section on Southern. It's an all-wheel drive BMW station wagon, which is pretty cool. Customization-wise, there's not a whole lot that can be done to it, but the stuff that you can do is pretty tasteful, and there are some nice mods for it for sure. I do think for 960k, it is really, really overpriced. So if you want one, I would only say to buy one if you're like kind of balling. If you have like 10 million or more dollars, then definitely go for it if you want to. But if you miss out on it, honestly, you're not really missing much. So keep that in mind. Within the casino, we have the Visser Neo available to be won. I swear this thing's been available like at least like 3 or 4 times in the last like 2 months, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, it's at the casino if you want to try to win it. It's an interesting car. If you can get it for free, it's worth it. Within the LS car meet, we have the Coil Raiden available to be won this week, and in order to win it, you're gonna have to place top 5 for 3 days in a row. I think this thing's been available like multiple times as well, similar to the Visser Neo recently. It's okay if you can get it for free. Again, like you might as well for sure. You're not going to regret getting it for free, but it's not exactly the most special car ever to go out of your way for. We have the Declasse Vamos available in the LS car meet to be purchased. We also have the Western Rat Bike and the Western Damon. The Damon is going for $145,000. It looks pretty cool to me. I would purchase it myself. We have the Western Rat Bike for $48,000, which seems like a lot for a rusty old piece of shit like that. And of course, we got the Vamos for $596,000. For $596k, I feel like the Vamos is a little expensive. It is a fun car, but it does have an issue with the handling and the advanced handling flags, which cause it to be really, really unstable once you get like over 100 miles per hour, and you can just go flying straight off the road, even if you're driving completely straight. So it's an interesting car at the least. Customization wise, pretty cool. I'm a fan of it, but for 600k, I don't want to make you guys get a car that's gonna just drive off the road by itself, so take it with a grain of salt if you do decide to purchase it. We also have the Devastate as the HSW test track vehicle this week, or test ride vehicle, going for $3,220,220 if you do want it. So that's cool. All right, within Simeons, we got a few new vehicles in here, and of course we have the Vapid Peyote Gasser, which we're starting off with. Cool car, not that great in anything other than just a straight line. For $824,000, I think you'd be kind of insane to purchase it myself, but that's up to you ultimately. Got the Annus Minimus, which is, it's interesting. It's really overpriced like everything else in GTA, but I would avoid it personally. We have the Lampadaddy Furore GT, pretty cool car for $448,000. Unfortunately, nothing for customization, which is probably the biggest disappointment with the vehicle. Still drives pretty nice. If you're interested in it, I would purchase it. If you're not though, if it doesn't pique your interest, I would say just avoid it. Walton L35 stock, again, really overpriced. And the LS Carmi Cheetah, absolutely not. At Luxury Autos, we have two of the new cars, the Suzume and of course the Tampa GT. This Suzume does have stock black wheels, which is cool, so if that's interesting to you, you may want to consider purchasing it just for that reason. Other than that, I would just buy it on the website, and same with the Tampa GT, nothing special about it, buy it on the website. Within the salvage yard, these are the vehicles that are available to be stolen this week, but of course, none of them are claimable, as with the last like 3 months, so that's... The Omni EGT is available by completing the cargo ship robbery, the GT500 is available by completing the podium robbery, and the Euros is available by completing the gangbanger robbery. Within the garment factory, the priority file this week is the fine art file, so do that if you're interested. The gun van location today in GTA Online is up here at the reservoir. It will change tomorrow if you're watching this anytime after the video comes out the next day, or in future, so it will not be here. Weapons, we got the precision rifle, we got the stun gun, we got the service carbine, the marksman rifle, the flare gun, and the pool cue, of course. The precision rifle is 50% off, but I would absolutely not buy it because it's a terrible piece of shit, so don't do that. For throwables, we got Molotovs, tear gas, and proxies, and of course body armor is 10% off. Your RC Bandito time trial for today is Cypress Flats. Your Junk Energy time trial for today is Mirror Park. Your regular time trial is Up and Atom, and your HSW time trial is Textile City to Stab City. So it's going to start right here, and it's going to end up at the trailer park in Sandy Shores. Anyway guys, there you have it. That has been it for what to buy and what to avoid this week in Grand Theft Auto Online. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video or if you learned something, dislike if you didn't, of course, and consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. I do have videos on all the new cars, customizing them, reviewing them, out on my channel right now, so go check those out if you're interested in knowing more about them, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.